I'm Hazel. Happy Friday. I hope you guys had a great week. Assuming that your weeks end on Friday. You know, depending on how it is that you consider a week. I feel like weeks have all sorts of different natural starting and ending points. And then there's the whole controversy on calendars. Is like, is the last day Saturday? Is Sunday the first day of the week? Who wakes up on a Sunday and goes, man, new week? You know, it's just this whole thing. How you guys doing? It's about to start. Hazel can't make it to the Friday streams this week. Oh, don't even worry about it. The VoDs will be there, and I appreciate present viewers. I appreciate future viewers. I appreciate past viewers. I appreciate people that have never heard of me because, you know, they're just doing their best. Please notice me. Hello. Hello, Chad. Hi, Hazel. What's up, all? Bonjour, mes amis. This is my dog. We have a dog cam today. I figured I was going to set up another fish cam, but I figured I should probably intersperse the pet cams. And cat never, well, I probably could have set up the cat cam. She's like on the couch. It's just an awkward spot. Maybe next time. Christmas tea, like nutmeg and cinnamony. It's like almond and cloves, kind of. It's the holiday tea from Harney. Christmas was just like the fastest thing I could think of to, I guess I could have put down holiday. I don't know why I decided on Christmas. It's been a long day. So today, well, first of all, let's get some sound. I'm wearing headphones, and whenever there's, like, nothing coming through them, which is some entire streams sometimes, I just feel like an absolute fraud. Okay, there we go. So that's happening. I have a snack. I was really hungry, and I figured I would just preemptively bring food to my desk, so I got some crackers and cheese. I swear these crackers, these are, like, almond nut thins, and there's no way that they're, I dropped one. There's no way that they're good for me, because, like, they're too addictive. They're really good. They must be, like, really salty or something, or maybe they put drugs in them. They're really tasty. It's not fair. And then I have, like, a little bit of cheese, and I had some cheese questions, but we should get into what's going on today first. So I was thinking, I had 3 ideas. No, did I? I had some ideas. One idea was doing LFR with a viewer group. Is that too loud? It's a little loud. Idea 1 was putting together a group of you guys to do LFR the first wing with me. I don't need LFR at all, but it might be fun anyways, and I never play with you guys because I'm awful, so that might be a fun thing to do. Other options include just running around picking herbs for 2 hours and seeing how much gold I can make. I like that one because it makes me gold, but I can understand why it might not be fun to watch. Although there's always like the added adrenaline rush of, ooh, anchorweed. I think this was the one I dropped. Oops. Oh well. I'm not trying to be an eating ASMR stream over here. Cutest dog ever, what kind is he? Joker is an Alaskan, here it is name. He's an Alaskan clay kai, which is like a miniature. He's like 12 pounds or so. He's in a cat bed, so if he looks big, he's not. He's a little boy. He's tiny. New to your streams. Welcome, Raylan. Hope you have a good time. Plan for today. So yeah, we could do some LFR. Could do some urbing. Could do some island expeditions. I'm real behind on those. I didn't even finish mine last week. It's been a minute. I heard that they're hotfixing they like just announced that they're hotfixing up the amount of rewards that are dropping from those. Quote unquote again. We don't know if they ever did it the first time, but they're definitely hotfixing it this time. But I don't know when that hotfix is out. It's unlikely that it is already out. That doesn't sound true. Like, they just announced it like 10 minutes ago. They're not usually that fast. So, we could do island expeditions, but I feel like I should probably leave those until after that hotfix goes in. And then there's like... Excuse me. I did that wrong. You breathe, you drink, and you talk with different ones. Excuse me. Man, eating on stream's real dangerous. I don't know how to not talk and eat. Actually, that's not true. I do know how. I just don't know how to stop talking. Starting to work on alt leveling? That's actually a really good idea. We could alt level. I have my Resto Druid. My husband was leveling he was leveling a Resto Shaman so that he could be an alt healer for our guild's raid because we were having a little bit of a healer problem. And what am I doing just like while I figure this out? I guess I could like log on the Druid and like talk and level. Yeah, he was leveling a shaman and we leveled together for like 2 hours on one night. And then I was busy with other stuff and then he finished leveling. So I'm still a 112, but, you know, she's got lots of rested. And I think my potential new strategy for leveling my alts... Also, I need to move my mic. I've noticed that when I'm streaming, my sound is fine if I'm reading chat and talking in this direction, but once I'm, like, talking this way, it's I'm a lot quieter, and that's kind of frustrating. So I'm going to try and work on either remembering to turn and talk or, like, repositioning my mic. The problem is I don't want it to block off my face either. Otherwise, I may as well just turn the cam off. So, I'll figure that out. I join if you're fine after I get my allied races. Spill it, queen. You can do war fronts? I can't, though. I can't. I already did all of the alliance content. I already killed every rare, and I did the world boss, and I did all the quests on my main, my level 120 character, and until the war front flips over, which I think is still another day or so, there's no additional content there. So, like, we can't actually queue for it yet. But I can start. So I'm leveling. This is going to be my Resto Druid. She is for PvP. I'm not going to be doing any damage or tanking on her ever. Or really PvEing. But for the purposes of leveling, I am a Boomkin because those buttons seem to be fairly straightforward. And I actually am happier with it now than I was in the past. In Legion. Because, I never remembered, this is my fault and not Boomkin's fault, I never remembered to press my moon button, the button that made the moons happen. So now that I don't have to have that button, I'm much better off. Oh yeah, but my alt leveling strategy, I figure I'm just going to have all of my characters have herbalism. And they all have like a lot of rested, right? Because they've been logging out in inns ever since the expansion started. And I did log in in all of them to get that started. And I could just log on to one, go pick flowers, and maybe do, like, the herbalism quest as they let me do it. But go pick flowers to get experience and to burn through the rested. And then once you're out of rested, just put it away. Get the next one out. Do it all over again. It's brilliant. I'm a genius. I'm gonna be a billion goldenaire. That's not really true. It's a bendy metal straw. I mean, it has a bend in it. It doesn't bend any more or less than this unless you really mean it, and it's kind of permanent if you do really mean it. This is the shape that it is. You don't have to stop talking. We don't come here for silence. You are drinking Christmas? Yes. That eyeshadow is popping on you. Yeah, well, the thing is... I appreciate the compliment. I'll start with that one. I appreciate that. I was so proud of this when I was putting it on my face this morning. I was, like, looking at it in the mirror. I'm like, man, that's fire. I nailed it. Beauty Guru Hazel Ink. And then I, like, was editing the vlog that I recorded in it. And I'm like, oh, that blending's not good. I don't know how to blend better. I spend so much time trying to blend. I think it might be my primer. My eyeshadow primer is a little old and it's really tacky, and I think it might be just grabbing onto the shadows and refusing to let them move. Also, there's like 4 colors that went into this, and by the time I was done, there was like 1 color left in my eyes. But it is bright, and I like that. I figure with the bright hair, I can get away with the brighter eyeshadow because it's just everything's a lot right now, so I can just be really extra. 28k left in Dark Iron. Horde Warfront tables is 1 day, 19 hours. Yeah, like one or 2 days-ish. And then we don't even get to queue it after that. At that point, Alliance gets to start contributing. So I just turned in a thing. I'm starting the war campaign is what's happening here. I had gotten my 100 war resources, and now I'm allowed to start the war campaign. But I don't know... Do I need to go back into the office? I have a quest there, but I don't know if that's the quest that it's supposed to be doing. I've already gotten lost. Also, it bothers me that I am a Resto Druid, right? Like, I'm a balanced Druid. I am a champion of a loon. I am guardian of the nature spirits and the forests, and I am running around in an actual goblin shredder for the purpose of picking flowers. I would like to purchase a mount that lets me do exactly this that looks a little bit less gas-powered. You know what I mean? Hair looks fab, serving fabulousness. Welcome back, Pop Top 10. I missed your Pop Top 10 isms. Nobody types quite like you do. Does the straw ever get hot? I don't have any problems with that personally, but somebody did comment in the vlog saying that they did. And my answer there was that I actually only use the straw in teas that I've added milk to. And the milk kind of cools it down. I don't drink these ones terribly hot. Any tea that I'm drinking that's really hot, I'm usually drinking out of a tiny cup with no straw. And those ones don't get a straw. Okay, so I guess maybe now that I've turned on that. Oh, here he is. There he is. That's what we're looking for. I figured we can get the war campaign started because we're going to need to do it at some point anyways. So we talk to him, and then we head over here. Oh, Okay. Do our first mission on the really exciting mission board that we're very excited about. We're going to get so much good stuff from all of this. Upgrade your outpost. Are the outposts account-wide? Is that a thing? Ah! It looks like, and I don't know yet, but it looks like unlocking the outpost is account-wide. That's nice. I appreciate that. Not having to do that again on all my characters. Okay, cool. Hazel's my WoW saying. Watch Jeffree Star. I found blending really hard. I started using eyeshadow the same color as my skin as a base over the primer. I did that. I did primer. I did a neutral base all over the whole area. I'm actually wearing Jeffree Star shadows. It's the only eyeshadow palette I have. I only have one palette, but that's why all my eyeshadow is pink, is because I picked up a blood sugar palette. Get your dark iron yet? No, I'm really far. I am so far away from having dark iron. I'm like a lot of rep away. I can always log on to my priest and just do some world quests out there for that, but so if I go out here and I start doing these quests, is it gonna give me those flight points? Oh, that's nice. Appreciate that. I like the part where they're like, you listen to their plan and you have to actually sit here and wait for them to finish it, and everybody just taps out. Sees what's happening on Twitter, you know. You're Irish? Super not Irish. Very far from Irish, unfortunately. Of all the YouTuber accents, I feel like I love watching YouTubers and just like listening to people online and on TV, everywhere. I love listening to people speak with accents. And I feel like there's a spectrum of accents, and they're all cooler than mine. Nobody's like real into a good Canadian accent. That's not like a desirable, appealing thing in media. So many things could have been better. You know what accent actually is like? I don't want to pick favorites, but I love all of them. But one that I really get a good kick out of is like a real good South African accent. It's just like a little bit French, but not quite. Ooh, good stuff. I'm friendly with all 3 Alliance reps. I don't know what to do next to unlock world quests. What was the other step? There was one more thing. That was the main part of it. The other part should be really easy. It should be just talking to somebody. I don't remember, but if somebody in chat does, hopefully they can help you out. Been a while since I was able to join. Hope you're doing well. How you doing? Canada Pride. Dark Iron, they're not like Lightforge and Void Elf. It's a full day. What do you mean it's a full day? Like unlocking them? Like once you actually, like the unlock scenario is a whole day? Or getting the rep to unlock them is a whole day? Or they're just a whole day? Can you speak French? No. Scottish accents. I'm Canadian and I like French Canadian accents. I have a hard time understanding French Canadian accents sometimes. Like I've raided with, not recently, but in the past I've raided with French Canadians before, and it always, like, I feel like you can adapt to most accents. Like if you have a hard time at first, as you spend more time listening to them, your brain gets acclimated to it. It's the same thing as people listening to me. The first day a lot of people listen to me, they think, wow, she's talking way too fast. This is insane. Who does this? She's attacking me. Stop. But people that have known me for longer can decipher what I'm saying more easily because they've just gotten used to it. And it took me a longer period to adjust to some of the French Canadian accents that I've experienced in my life. Once you get there, though, you're good. You good. Happy Friday weekend ahead, Puppy Kim. So cute. Thanks, Gwen. How do you pet battle underwater? I keep finding green paws, getting the obstructed message. In my experience, you don't bother. Hang on, I have to talk over here. Yeah, in my experience, you just give up. I just went and looked for instances of those pets that I was trying to battle out in different places that were on land. I never successfully did an underwater wild pet battle. They were all obstructed for me. The fact that that's a thing and they're spawning pets down there, a little infuriating. Not the biggest issue of BFA. There's some other more pressing concerns that I can see themselves dealing with, but doesn't look good. Alright. Quests for days. Love the Canadian accent. My friend from Toronto says oot for out. It's great, kind of similar to the Irish accent. I find my outs get turned into oots when I'm speaking really quickly, if I'm really excited about something, or if I'm a little bit drunk. I tend to, it really brings out the If you make me mad and tipsy, that'll really bring out the Canadian. It's I used to feel kind of embarrassed about it because people, Americans specifically, I didn't really get this from other people, but my American friends specifically like to give me a lot of good-natured ribbing for my accent. They would like stop me when I said a word more differently, and I wasn't being bullied. That's silly, but you know, they would give me, I'm trying to think of nice words to say. I'm trying to think of words that aren't like that are PG. You know, they would bug me about my accent, and I started to feel kind of self-conscious about it. But I think I'm mostly over that, you know. My family all speaks like that because that's where we're from. That's who I am. It's fine. We're good. There's lots to be proud about as a Canadian. Canadian and Australian accents are close. Australian is just its own whole world, I feel like, accent-wise. I don't feel like Australian accents are very close to any type of other accent. I feel like they're so distinct that when people type, like when Australians type and they type like Australian slang and colloquial words online, I'm just like, I don't even know what you're talking about anymore. You guys have code. Why launch a buggy X-Pack? Culturist achievement. Do all the Zandalari areas. That's not for World Quest though. I definitely got World Quests before unlocking the Zandalari areas and before doing Culturist. Definitely Culturist. Did I get it before the Zandalari areas? I think, maybe not. I don't think you need them though. Maybe you do. It's one of those things that it's going to be hard to get an answer out of people that have already done it, because once you've done it for all of your characters. It's an account-wide unlock. So people like me are not going to remember what I did, and it's not like I have to do it again so I can double check. It's just going to be done, and then people will like get on their second character and they'll have done nothing. They'll be like, wow, I didn't need to do anything, but the fact was they did it the first time. So it's going to be hard to get straight answers out of it. My grandma was French-Canadian and primarily spoke French. I have, one of my grandparents was directly from French Canada, or at least her family was, but that's about as close of a tie as I have. Most of my family is like 1 or 2 generations descended from England. My great-grandparents on a couple of, at least 2 sides, and I guess that's all the sides you have, but at least 2 of the 8 great, wouldn't it be 16 great-grandparents? I don't know. I'm closer to English than anything else, but I'm definitely Canadian. That's one of my, it's not a huge problem pet peeve, it doesn't make me mad or anything, but when people in countries like Canada and America, and just because this is the only experience I have with it, but when people like go into their heritage and they're telling me how they're talking about how they're 1/16 this and 1/8 that, and but they've never, it makes me sad because I want people to identify as Canadian. I don't know. It's none of my business. You are whatever you want to be. I'm Canadian. Anyways, I've been talking about this too long. My quest log is bugged. Everyone has an accent. That is true. That is definitely true. I'm leveling a full alt without boosts. I keep getting to level 50, burning out, getting bored, making a new one. Tips and tricks for having fun while leveling? Well, 1 to 50 is kind of the fun part. Past that, something that has worked for me in the past, and this is not efficient, I should warn you on that. This will not get you leveled quickly. But I found having goals for those characters, like I've actually had characters that I would get kind of bored in Outland, and I would actually go grind rep on them. Like I would kind of get to like almost 70, and instead of moving on to Northrend, I would just stay and grind Sporagar rep. And do those dailies, and those would give you some experience, and it's not faster or anything, but having like different goals sometimes help me mix it up, or leveling in different ways. Like with my Void Elf, I level huge chunks of the 50 to 80 purely with archaeology. I think the experience gained from that may have been nerfed a bit, but doing things like pet battle dailies, doing things like pet battles, archaeology profession dailies, just other things that are different from your whatever it was you were doing can help freshen it up. But the short answer is it gets a little boring at that point. Favorite part of the expansion so far? The So I am really partial to the visuals of the zones. I think the world building they've done is incredible. I think these are the best zones that they've made. So the activities that get me into the zones, like just running around doing world quests, doing archaeology, and picking herbs, have been my favorite so far. Just spending time in the outdoor zone. And I'm a little disappointed that there isn't, I'm not exalted with any reps yet, so I was just kind of figuring that I would find out if they had added a Paragon rep system once I was exalted, but I'm hearing from a variety of people that they didn't. And I knew that they said that they weren't going to do mounts again, but the fact that they didn't do anything, the fact that there's no reason to get rep after you're exalted anymore, I feel like is gonna kind of kill world quests for me. And that's sad, because I love world quests. They were like my favorite thing to do in Legion. I know that's dumb, but I don't care. They were fun. And maybe I'll still do them, but it's not the same. Like, the reason they were fun was because they felt so rewarding. Like, they were simple, but they were really, you know, they were juicy. You got all this gold, you got mats you could sell, you got reputation, you were trying for mounts and stuff. All sorts of stuff. Love your videos and streams. Thank you, Elena. Why is there a dog in the corner? Why? Because there can be. I always like to have a pet cam when I stream. I don't see any reason why not. There's nothing really important going on in that corner of my gameplay WoW-wise. So I'd rather have an extra webcam and show you guys my dog, or my cat, or my fish. And if I ever run out of those things, then I don't know. If I ever got a snake, would I do a snake cam, or would that upset people? I know some people are afraid of snakes. Not that I'm planning on getting a snake anytime soon, or ever, I don't know. How do people that have, if any of you guys have snakes and also have fish, sorry, wrong question. If any of you have snakes and also cats, how does that work? Like when you have your snake out and you're handling your snake, does your cat mess with the snake? I'm not worried about the snake attacking the cat. I'm worried about the cat bothering or stressing out or attacking the snake. Is that an issue that people have? Watching streams on YouTube while leveling. I have a super thick accent, like I do not talk to that many people. Eat food with hot sauce, you will sweat it out. You must not be talking to me. Tips in doing old Legion content. You skipped Legion. Now you have to come back for Pathfinder, which just makes you want to curl up and cry. I don't know if I have any tips that are going to make it any faster. I can recommend that you find something good to put on your other monitor if you have one, or like a good podcast or radio show, or even a radio station if you don't have another monitor. Or like some good conversation with some guildies or something to multitask it with can help make it a little bit more tolerable, I found. Snake cam is a yes. I just saw the dog cam. No snakes, please. I mean, I don't have any snakes at this time, so this is kind of a non-issue. I'm just kind of testing the field. Dog is there for moral support. I feel like we exist more as emotional support for our dog than our dog is emotional support for us. He's a terrible emotional support dog. He's not one. He's not registered or anything because it would be the silliest thing. Like, if you were upset, he is leaving. He doesn't want to be anywhere near somebody that is not 100% happy and ready to take him for a walk. Those are the only people that he wants to be around. It's pretty funny. Snakes are typically not very active. They just kind of sit there. I mean, the dog is like real active right now. He's just acting up a storm. Marissa, thanks for the super chat. Your videos have helped me de-stress. I'm quitting my job on Monday and getting married in November. Congratulations! That is so exciting and stressful. I mean, changes are rough and terrifying, but oh man, that's so cool. Congrats on your wedding. Sneaky Snick. He looks zen. He is pretty zen. Hazel is the most reality TV-like streamer you'll find. Did I miss something? Or is that true? I haven't seen a lot of reality TV. I have been watching reality YouTube in that the, like everybody else, they're hugely popular, but the Anchorweed! The Shane Dawson docu-series is like the Jeffree Star one was something else. He's actually made me look forward to the Jake Paul one, even though I have really no investment in that game, but like, I want to know what it's gonna be. It's good videos. Do you know if they nerfed the Great Sea Ray mount drop rate? They 100% did. That is super duper absolutely, yeah. They took it down pretty early, and I don't know how far they took it down, but I have done fairly large amounts of fishing and have not seen one in a while. They also made a change, which won't make you feel any better because the drop rate is so low, but they also made them no longer unique pickups, so you can stock them up in your bags if you're getting multiples to drop for you. If that's just very unlikely to happen now because the drop rate is sunk so far. What add-on are you using for your frame? Unit frames are shadowed unit frames. Shadowed unit frames. I was trying to think of any other kind of frames, but I guess those are frames. Nameplates are KUI nameplates. I have a fairly recent video that is covering all of my add-ons, and it still covers all of them because I haven't gotten anything new. And they're all like laid out in sections and categories with links and stuff. So that is maybe not with links. Maybe I just put names and I was like, you guys can look this up. It would. That happened. Joker is cute. Cats freak out if they see a cucumber. It triggers memories of snakes. It's one or the other, I'd say. But my cat's not afraid of cucumbers because we tested. Like, we saw the gifts and we're like, well, we have to check. You know, we have to know if our cat's just living with a mortal fear of cucumbers. And she is very hard to startle unless she's already in a startling mood. I also think that with a lot of things, keeping them separate is pretty important. Like, cats obviously won't get along with fish, but I have a cat with plenty of fish because the cat doesn't go in the fish tank. It's got a lid on it. It's fairly simple. So I feel like with the snake, you keep it in its enclosure, in its tank or whatever it is you have set up for it most of the time. And then you would have it out if you're handling it or whatever, but you would probably know where the cat is at that time, and you can kind of play it by ear. I feel like people probably do it. I swear I've seen people that have cats and snakes. Love the hair. 2 shirts are now being shipped. Plan on wearing the shirt at BlizzCon. Nice. Watch the VoD tomorrow. Get a snake, Hazel. I just want to put out there that even if I decide that I do want a snake, it's not happening while I live here. I'm not getting any more pets while I live here. I can't. I've got nothing. I've gone far enough for an apartment that I don't own. All right, so we need to heal one more sailor. I love Shane. Just wanted to say I love watching your vids. You're amazing. Thank you. Anchorweed, she's rich. I am. How many? I only picked up one though. That's the thing. Is this character? She doesn't have the skills. Like my priest has got 3-star skills in everything except Akunda's Bite, which I'm 2-star and I'm on the quest for the last one. So I'm pretty close to having that all maxed. And this character, she's just leveling and she's still getting her herbalism skill. I just increased my skill in Culture and Herbalism to 4. I found out that when I was on my leveling spree last time, I was picking herbs the whole time and I didn't remember to get Culture and Herbalism, so all of those skill points that I would have needed to pick up these quests and start getting my upgrades, I didn't do it. Kicking myself a little bit. Hi Hazel and fellow nerds. Unit frames, I'm experimenting with LVY. Why play your alt? You done with gearing priest? I raid now, so I'm good. I am the laziest raider. I can show up to raid. You know, if personal loot decides to bless me, then I'll get stuff from there. And until it does, I'm alright. You know, I might try to do 4 mythics this weekend to get that cash. There's like a quest you can pick up. You do 4 mythic dungeons. They don't have to be like plus anything. They could just be zeros, but I'm going to try and get 4 mythics in sometime over this weekend so that I can get, I believe I'll get a heroic piece. That's what people were saying they were getting from my guild. It might be reliant on your item level. But I'm 349 now on my priest. I'm definitely not world first material or anything, but I'm good enough for my life. So there's nothing I could really do on stream that would have any chance of giving me upgrades aside from trying to farm. I have 1 problem piece left. I have 1 325 left. It's a ring. But I mean, it's a ring. I'll get a ring from something. It'll happen eventually. I need 1 more injured sailor. Snakes freak me out. No idea how people have pet snakes. I kind of used to, well, did I used to feel that way? I kind of used to not understand pet snakes, but I wasn't super afraid of real snakes just because I grew up in an area where there are plenty of snakes and none of them are even slightly harmful. Like in British Columbia and on Vancouver Island, you get garden snakes. I don't even know what other kind of snakes you got. But they were just like little slithery noodles. Sometimes they would startle you and they would do a little slither out of your way and you didn't see them there. But for the most part, they would just like hang out in the sun and chill. And we grew up learning that they're not dangerous. There's no real reason to be afraid of them. I definitely handled a few of them as a kid. So I don't really have this experience of ever having to be afraid of a snake or check to see if it's a dangerous snake. I'm a little more afraid of spiders because we did have venomous spiders. We didn't have many of them. But there were a couple breeds that lived in the area that you would want to check to see if your spider is one of them before you go playing with spiders. Also, pet spiders is one thing that I don't get. Maybe because I grew up near venomous ones. But I think the thing that has gotten me more interested in the concept of pet snakes is mostly just been getting into fish. There's a fair bit of overlap between fish keeping online and reptile keeping. You know, there's a lot of similarities there, and a lot of the YouTubers will have both. So I've just been exposed to more of it, and I've realized that they're pretty cute. Any idea when flying drops? No idea. Probably 8.1, maybe 8.2. I would assume they're going to announce the next patch of BlizzCon. I would probably come out a little later. Say Christmas? New Year's? I don't know. Guessing. Total guess. How do you get the 3rd star in Herb? There are quests. So there's quests that you get. So for each one, so when you look at your skills, so professions, herbalism skills, you will see how to get the next rank right here under the skill. So when you're at 2 stars, the thing that it says here will be what you need to do to get your 3rd star. How are we doing on this? We did a whole set, so I'm gonna actually eat a little bit more food because I'm still pretty hungry, and I wanted to ask you guys. So I have some cheese. I just want to let you know this is not going to be an exciting story or pull or anything like that. I don't want you to think I'm overhyping it. I'm trying to underhype it right now. But I like brie cheese. Like, you know, it looks like this. You get a little slice of it. Beauty guru this cheese right now. It's cheese, and you take your little knife and you get a little bit of cheese and you put it on a cracker and you're just having like a good day. And you know it's got like this white sort of crust on the end of it. There's probably a fancy cheese person word for that, but I don't know what it is. When I was younger, I used to cut the cheese off of the crust and then only spread or only eat the creamy part in the middle. And we're talking specifically about brie here. Brie cheese. Real mild stuff. Super easy to eat. And then, hang on. When I got older, I would cut it into pieces and I would actually like eat it off of the crust. The rind is the rind. That sounds right. I would like nibble off of it so I would get more of it. And then eventually I just started eating the rind because it was like not that bad and it had more cheese on it. So I just want to know, do you guys eat the rind? Do you cut it off the rind? Do you nibble it off the rind? Do you not eat this kind of cheese at all? Have you never seen it before in your life? Like, what are your feelings on styles of eating brie? Because it's like one of my favorite snacks. I don't get it super often, but the grocery store knows that I like it, and they tempt me by just, like, putting it places. And they'll put it next to a pile of crackers. They'll be like, wouldn't this be good? Doesn't this look delicious? Don't you want to be a classy adult eating cheese and crackers, but, like, classy adult style? In Texas, we get rattlers and water moccasins. I can't deal with feeding them. That would take some getting used to. But I've kind of sensitized to feeding some pretty gross stuff to my fish. I feel like I can get on board with it. Maybe. We'll see. Spiders, tarantulas make great pets. We aren't allowed to talk about snakes in my house because my mom is deathly afraid of them. There were huge ones that would slither in her bed. Like, that's a legitimate... Like, I can totally understand having a fear of snakes after something like that. Spider bit me, I don't like them, but I'm willing to raise one still. Main is 355, and so far I've disenchanted 370 items. Ooh. Oh, that's rough. How long are you going for? Until 5, an hour and a half or so. Tarantula's really expressive and dare I say cute. Maybe I'll come around at some point, you never know. Bearded dragons do look cool. I would like to avoid anything that I have to feed crickets to. Not because I have a problem with feeding crickets, but because crickets are loud. Maybe if I had, like, a fish room. I would also, if I ever did a snake, it would have to be a world in which I have a separate mini fridge/freezer to keep my gross pet food in, because I don't want mice in my freezer with my food. I'm already not happy about having bloodworms and brine shrimp in my freezer with my food. It's pretty gnarly. And I'm not doing blackworms again until I have a separate fridge for it, because it's just gross. Spiders look like serious pets. Predictions on what flying will require? Probably reps and questing achievements. They're probably going to add another rep and another questing achievement. You're probably going to need to do both of them. Mold? Cheese. The cheese rind? I think it's mold. Wow, ASMR. Reminding me of the dungeon quest this week. I got some work to do Sunday, Monday. I continually forget about it until I'm reminded by my guild, my husband. I just like see them doing it. I'm like, yeah, I should. I should probably do that. So we get to row away. I breed royal pythons. I have 16 hatchlings at the moment. Goodness, that's interesting. That must involve just a whole bunch of day-to-day things that other people don't even have to, like, they don't even know that other people have to think about. That's kind of cool. If I did do a snake, I feel like I would end up with a ball python because that's, like, the beginner pet snake. Google told me stop leaving the rind, you monster. Do you like Baby Bell's cheese? It was my favorite growing up. I like them. I dip into those sometimes. They're not bad. Like, with the wax, I like the wax more than the cheese, honestly. I didn't eat it, but I would, like, do teeth imprints at it and pretend I was at the orthodontist. Just me. But you know, the other ones that were good were the, or was it Baby Bell that had, like, the cow on the package and they had, like, foil-wrapped triangular slices? Was that Baby Bell? Is that what I'm thinking of? These crackers are too good. I feel like your antler is flipping us off. My antler? I have an antler? Oh, probably on my thing. I want a pet rat or a mouse. I haven't seen enough pet rats to know how cute they are yet, but I know pet mice are adorable. I've lived with an iguana. I used to take tarantulas out of the house because my mother couldn't cope. Brie on apple slices for dessert, would recommend. I've heard of that. I've never tried it, but I've heard. I got bit by a baby rattler. I thought it was a worm and I was playing with it. Feed them dead crickets? I suppose so. Is that a thing people do? I'm very inexperienced with reptiles. Get a mini fridge for pet food? Yeah. No, this is a world where I have a house and a mini fridge with a freezer just for gross pet food. I don't want it anywhere near my food. I can't keep a pet that eats crickets, which is how my parents ended up keeping an African fat-tailed gecko. Rats are really smart and cute. You can eat, as French, you can eat brie either way, it's fine. There's people that cut like you were and then eat the crust on the side with another piece of bread and crackers. Interesting. All right, good to know. The thing I'm doing right now with a knife and spreading on a cracker is because I'm trying to be fancy on stream. Normally, I just, like, eat the cheese first and eat the crackers after. And I just eat the cheese with my hands because I'm an absolute heathen. Let's all get carrier pigeons. String cheese? You know what I've been doing with string cheese lately, actually, is I asked for string cheese on my grocery list. I have a husband that's like a wizard that just, like, I send him a grocery list and do the meal planning, and then he just picks up the stuff on his way home from work so I can just make stuff appear by asking. It's great. But I asked for string cheese, and he picked up, like, this huge bag with, like, 50 pieces of string cheese in it, all individually sealed, and it's hard to eat that much string cheese. So what I've started doing is whenever I'm having a meal that involves, like, melted cheese, I'll just chop up the string cheese and into little discs, and I'll put the discs into, like, my pasta or my bruschetta, like a melt. You know, it's just, like, extra, because it's basically just low moisture content mozzarella cheese, and obviously it's pretty cheap, otherwise we wouldn't have a 50-pack of them. But it's, they're not bad when you melt them. Like, I know it's blasphemy to not be peeling them, and I do eat them that way as well, but, I feel like I have to clean my hands and nails really well before I eat string cheese, because I use my nails to, like, start the peel, and I also use my nails to break up fish food wafers to help feed my corridors, and I probably have that under my nails, so I gotta, like, real clean them, and it's a lot of work. And I don't want to be eating fish food dust, and I probably eat some of it by accident anyways, so I've been experimenting with different ways to eat string cheese. I have a leopard gecko. The crickets are the worst, and they aren't that bad. I don't like the big ones, though. My gecko eats mostly mealworms and super worms. I would just need to learn more about how people navigate, like, storing the live food, how often you have to buy it, how much it costs, what the feeding process is like. I feel like most of my apprehension towards doing stuff like that is because I don't understand the specifics of exactly how it works. And watching feeding videos on YouTube kind of helps, but, like, I don't know how long do you keep them? Do you have to feed your food? I know people have dubia roach colonies. That does not sound like something I want to get into. And it just depends on what kind of animals you have. I'm grinding so much rep right now. You got the age mount yet? Not yet. Ball pythons are fantastic. I wake up at 4 a.m. every morning to take care of all of them before I get to my full-time job. Dang. I would assume that's with quite a few snakes. My understanding from reading online is that with a ball python, you're cleaning the bedding probably daily to remove waste so that it's nice and clean. Making sure it has water and that its water is clean. So that's, like, a daily thing. But, like, feeding is, like, once a week. Which seems a lot more hands-off than the fish, for example, which I'm feeding them once a day. I'm doing a thorough clean of their aquarium once a week, and I'm also doing, like, little spot cleans throughout the week just because I worry about them. I'm an anxious fish mom. That was laughing cow cheese. Yes, that's what it was. That's right. Does becoming a patron member give you Discord and YouTube chat access? Patreon on Discord not showing up here. So, being a patron will give you will not give you a YouTube chat badge. They're separate systems that share some rewards. I know it's a little confusing. Both of them have the same Discord golden name. So you can get the Discord golden name from either one. You get the new wallpaper reward from either one. But the YouTube chat badge and emotes is YouTube only. I don't have a way to grant that to patron supporters. If I did, I would activate it. Yes, you have to feed your food, yeah. At some point that rabbit hole gets like a little too much. Like what am what am I feeding my food with? Do I have to feed my food? Have you gotten any pets from Island Expeditions yet? Not since the first one. I got very early on my Scuttle, who I'm gonna get out because he's my buddy. Let's see, Scuttle. There we go. Oh, Scuttle, come on, bud. Can I not do that in combat? Maybe I can do it in combat. Have you ever had baked camembert with caramelized onion jam with crackers? I'm assuming that chutney is a kind of jam. No. Sounds amazing. It sounds like one of the only ways I would enjoy onions. I enjoy onions in a couple of very specific scenarios, but if it's like a raw onion on a sandwich, that can go away. I'm not about that life. But if it's onion rings are fine. And then if you have like an onion bagel, like dehydrated onions on stuff, that's good. Onion soup is good. Cooked onions are mostly okay. You know, I could take or leave them if they're like sauteed into a dish. What were we talking about before onions? There are some species of snake that only eat whole raw eggs. I probably wouldn't keep that one. Bruschetta? You might not be interested in it though. I make such a what's the word? Low budget and off-brand version of it that it's probably fitting that I'm pronouncing it wrong because the food that is not really true bruschetta anyways. I basically take bread, sometimes very thick bread, you know. I would ideally do it on a dainty French loaf every time, but we don't always have those, so sometimes it's happening on a piece of ciabatta, and that's just life. And then I chop up like some tomatoes and some garlic, some oregano and some basil, throw in a little lemon juice, mix all that up, and then have it with like some Parmesan on top. It's kind of like a tomato melt is what I've started calling them now. Because it's not really bruschetta. I thought WoW was your full-time job. I would say that YouTube is. I don't work on WoW, but all of my content is WoW based. How can we donate or become subscribers of the stream? So there's a super chat button, which is like the one-time tip, and then there's the join button, which is the $5 a month membership. The membership thing is it's like a Twitch subscriber, so it gets you a chat badge, gets you emotes, and I have added a new thing which is shared with the Patreon, but it's a little like a phone wallpaper thing that I'm going to be drawing every month that you'll get access to as a YouTube subscriber, a YouTube joiner. The words that are shared around make it a little complicated. So did I do all the things? I think I did. Are you going to play Classic when it comes out? I don't plan on it, no. I have never really wanted Classic. I've always been very excited about all of the new ways that WoW has made quality of life issues better. And having all of those things gone does not entice me in any way. It's not called the Great British Bake Off over there. I know that there's a localized name for it, like they call it something different in America, but I don't remember what the two names for it are. I do know that they just added a couple seasons, or at least one season, to Netflix that wasn't on Netflix before, so we're watching it again. We missed season 4, so I think we're catching up on season 4. Enjoying it a lot. Patrick, thanks for becoming a member. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. Hope you're enjoying this stream. I appreciate the support. You hear they're massively increasing the reward chance at islands? I did hear that. Hotfix tonight? That's good to know. I was curious about when they were going to push the hotfix. I was thinking about doing island expeditions on stream, but I don't really want to do a bunch of island expeditions and like get my weekly cap if they're just going to hotfix it up in a minute. You don't get any armor from island expeditions. It's only Azurite and a chance at random cosmetics. No armor. They call it the Great British Baking Show. Yeah, I think somebody may have had a trademark on Bake Off. Like, that may have been a trademark they already had to contend with. I don't remember exactly why. I do know that as a kid, I grew up with Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. And then I found out that down here in America, they call it the Sorcerer's Stone. And for no real reason aside from the fact that a philosopher is not something that, I don't know, they just thought it wouldn't appeal to the American audience. And that was so bizarre to me because it's not like that's a British concept, is it? I don't know. Travis, thanks for the super chat. Your content is great. Keep it up. Appreciate that. Bake Off is the British one. I should know. Okay, so am I? Oh no, I'm supposed to be stabilizing a magma elemental. I should pay more attention to... Oh yeah, this quest. This one was good. I should be paying more attention to the involvement of the Dark Iron Dwarves in the war campaign. Because I kind of, you know, skipped through... I mean, I did all the war campaign, but I wasn't super paying a ton of attention to what was actually going on. I was just trying to rush through it and getting it done. And at the end of it, I'm thinking, well, we need 7th Legion rep and the war campaign to unlock Dark Iron Dwarves, but like, how did that work? Like, I know they were here. I don't really understand. Carl, thanks for the super chat. Appreciate that. 10. 10. Hello, Hazel. Hello, Doggo. Hello, everyone. Dainty Chewer. It's because I'm on camera. I inhale my food. I eat super quickly to the point that I have to manually slow myself down and like try to actively eat more slowly so that I don't make myself sick. I don't know where I got that from. And it's not like I eat a ton of food. I just want to finish eating so I can be done with it. And it doesn't help that we don't have a dining table, so we have to eat all of our meals either at our desks or on the couch. Because we don't have a table and there's no real place to put one in our apartment. So, like, it's kind of uncomfortable to sit and eat your food because there's no place to put it. So I'm, like, sitting back with my food, like, held underneath me on the plate. So I just want to finish eating so I can put the plate down. So maybe if I ever have, like, a dining table to eat at, that it'll be a little different. I have the same straws. Bake Off is such a wholesome show. I love it. Got the Discord and YouTube set up. Revved up veteran here. I do it just for pets and mounts. That's kind of the only reason I think it's valid. I mean, it's fine to do it to try and grind your Azurite, but like... I don't feel motivated to grind Azurite at all. I feel like it'll happen. And then when it happens, it happens. And if it doesn't happen yet, well, that sucks. It'll happen eventually. I don't really want to go get it. I don't know. Alright. So that's done. Are we up a level yet? No, we start at 112 and we're just kind of working our way through the 112s. I would like... Oh, we got another follower. I would like to get enough herbalism points to at least start the herbalism quests so I can get more stuff, because making gold from leveling is really one of the best extra leveling incentives. I'm going to see if I can adjust the dog cam to be a little bit more off to the side. Man, whenever I camera control. No, that's as far over as we can get it. Whenever I open up a Discord window on my vertical monitor, it freaks out a little bit. It's not happy about that. I have a little bit of an odd situation with the 2 horizontal and 1 vertical monitor, and some pieces of software just don't know how to handle. Alright, so 280, 280. I actually have 3 pieces of Azurite gear already. How'd that happen? I don't know what I need, so I'm just gonna... I have an add-on that, like, gives me scores for these, but I didn't add custom weights to it or anything. I don't know. I guess I'll just get that. Why not? You just made me want to watch Harry Potter. Time to bust out the old DVDs. The early movies look so old now. I didn't realize they would age that heavily. I barely chew. I got it from growing up with 2 other kids and little food. Yeah, I mean, I had a sibling, but it's not like we weren't like dogs. It's not like they would eat my food if I didn't finish it fast enough. And it wasn't even a situation where I wanted to, like, finish eating so I could leave the table. Like, generally speaking, it was polite to stay at the table until most people were mostly finished eating, unless you had homework or something important to do. So I don't know where that even came from. I like the shield. I think the shield's good. I don't know. And then over here... I feel like getting knocked back happens a lot. None of these decisions matter. Gwyn, welcome to the Scroll Squad. Thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate the support. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Did you finally get a wicker pup? No, I should do that today. Let's do that. Let me find my... Hang on. Why am I rested on the boat? Did they change that? Is that a hotfix? Is that true everywhere? I need to log onto my main and find out. I'm rested on the boat. I can log off on the boat. Is that new? That would be great news. Maybe that's one of the things that they busted out in the AMA. I feel like for the Reddit AMA, they were like saving up hotfixes to announce, like the Island Expedition thing. Like I feel like they had made that decision before like half an hour ago, but they were like, you know what, we're just going to announce this in the AMA, so it sounds like we're putting out really great, meaningful changes that will make people feel better about BFA. I'm not saying that's not a valid strategy. It seems like a perfectly good thing to do, but I definitely bet you that they held changes like that for the AMA. So if they were like, man, you know what, we are gonna hotfix it so that you have rested in the boat and can log off directly from there. But let's see, maybe it's like a phasing thing. Still rested, still rested. I'm looking at this little zzz up in the far left corner. Still rested. Oh, rip. What about on the boat? On the boat. Okay, so you're rested on the boat. You're not rested in the ocean, but once you get back onto the dock, let me try and jump onto the dock. That's gotta be new, right? I swear I was having that problem like this morning, and now you're rested again. All right, BFA saved. Thoughts on transmog? Ever do transmog competitions? No, they look like a lot of organization. I see other streamers do them, and I'm like, wow, that looks like a lot of work. I'd rather just sit here and eat crackers and be lazy. I was trying to think of another thing to say that would redeem myself in that storyline, but no, that's it. They look like rocks and taste like metal. What looks like rocks and tastes like metal? I've missed some stuff. I did see the turtle song. See Ian's comment on the AMA. I read the first couple. I stopped reading when I started streaming. Do you like steak? If so, how do you like it rare is best? I am a pescatarian, so I don't eat beef or pork or chicken. I do eat seafood. I like fish steaks. Have you heard the Warfront rumors? No, what are the rumors? Are they gonna change something? Just answer some questions on today's Reddit. Might dispel some urban speculations. Okay, let's just look at that. Let's just look at what's going on. Let's pull that up right now. Reddit. Wow. I'll put the link to what I'm looking at in the description, so that, or not in the description. I'll put it in chat. I guess I can show it on stream, can I? This is gonna take me half an hour to figure out which monitor. That's the one. All right. Are we good? Am I good? All right. So I read the Azurite one, the Shaman one, the Island Expedition one. There was one on raid tuning. I read that. So Warfronts, pacing, rotation, and then the Azurite cache. So the Warfront answer. See the full context. Let's see, what was the question? It's a tremendous downtime of Warfronts and the reset intended. There's a huge amount of time where nothing is happening. Thoughts about allowing us to contribute during the attacker phase. Alright. They did a poor job of communicating how Warfront rotation was going to work. The whole cycle is more likely to be 3.5 weeks and not 5. There are 2 reasons Warfronts are paced this way. It lets them give generous rewards. We want to make sure people have a decent chance to participate in each step. We intend to do additional Warfronts over time. The cycles will be interwoven, so it feels like there's more to do and more often. They recognize that a week feels like an eternity. We're crafting systems with an eye towards the grand scheme of things. The initial rollout was regrettable. We should have had the item level requirement sooner. The number of fresh alts that geared up was small. I feel like they're kind of dodging the question here. It kind of feels similar to what they said about, it kind of feels similar to what he said about, Azurite, which was basically, this will feel better later. This is a temporary problem, it'll feel better later. That's kind of what this sounds like, is this will feel better later. Huh. Alright, well, I guess that's that. Alright, well, let's move on with our lives then. That's, I don't know what I expected, but that's not what I expected. Should probably go to bed. Boat is rested area for like a week. Hang on. Okay. noted both rest recently has been helpful. Yeah, I remember being annoyed about that recently. I don't know exactly when. My next plan for what we're doing today, I guess I should change the title, is to do the Wicker Pub. So I'm going to try and pull up the point of my video. I'm not going to show it for you guys. I'm just going to try and mute it and find the point, because I made an infographic that had, like, the locations and everything. So if I can find, it was in the video I did for Wowhead, the pet one. BFA pet locations. Is that going to find it? Yeah. So that's the one. I'm going to mute it before it shows me my own voice, which makes me die inside. And there's like one frame of this that has everything you need to know. There we go. All right. I should have saved this image. All right. So first chest is 1851 in the Crimson Forest. So let's see. I got some pet charms. Yeah. All right. The only missions I do anymore are pet charm based. So we're heading to the Crimson Forest. I can fly there, and that'll be that. We're gonna get a Wicker Pep. Bellular felt they're sidestepping it. They kind of are. I don't know if they're really sidestepping it. I just think they don't have a satisfactory answer. And I don't know what the satisfactory answer would have been. Like, I guess people might have wanted them to speed up the rotation as the only thing left that they can do, because they can't make them release earlier and they can't make them release later. So they could speed up the rotation, but what they're basically saying is that later down the road, when there are more warfronts added, the current cadence is going to feel better because there are going to be more of them happening at the same time. So if they sped them up, they would have to speed all of them up, and it would become a little bit too frenetic later. So I kind of get what they're saying, and I also get why people are disappointed with it. Finally caught the stream. Glad I found your channel. Always delight watching your guides. Keep up the great work. Thanks, Mr. Grimm. Hi, Hazel. How's it going, everyone? I'm doing pretty good. I'm excited for the weekend. I'm up late. So I can be up when my boyfriend gets off work, because they're making him stay longer. Could send you one so you can do something else. I like getting the pets, though. Like, they mean more to me when I actually got them. You know, the battle pets that I've been really attached to lately are the ones that we, like, on stream, farmed up the rare version of and then named it. Like, Crabulus and BG are heroes because I spent time to get them. And that's something that I'm trying to do more of in BFA is I'm trying to get more pets by myself, because I feel like if I don't play the game, then it's hard to enjoy the game if I didn't get to play it. And collecting pets is a big part of my favorite part of playing the game. And getting them for free kind of bypasses some of that, which is a very unrelatable and ungrateful sounding position to take. But I've been really enjoying getting this stuff myself. I finally caught the stream live. Glad I found your channel. Oh, I read that one already. Hazel cherry picking comments, reading the positive ones twice. What's your item level? On my main, I am 340. Hang on, I can show you because I'm on that character. 349. I got my weapon upgraded, so I got a 355 staff. Not staff. What is that called? Stabby thing. A dagger. 355 dagger with great stats for me. Crit haste. A+. Delicious. 370 offhand. Nice item level. Not happy about the versatility. I'll take having a weapon. I was using a 325 staff. It was not pretty. What did I miss? I leveled my Druid a little bit. We've been chatting. Have a great evening. We'll be on and enjoy your vids. Figure out my rep grind to get my mount whistle. Did you see any of the method of progression stream yesterday? Do you think Blizzard should support those kinds of streaming content better? I saw about 20 seconds of it. I didn't have a whole lot of time to sit and watch yesterday. So I've gotten the gist of what they're doing, and I think that's really cool. I think it's great that they found a way to make the Mythic race watchable in a more modern style, and that they're getting more people interested in the concept of Mythic raiding. I don't think Blizzard necessarily needs to do anything more to facilitate it. I think it seems to be working all right. And you can't just go ahead and add a spectator mode to raiding without basically necessitating that raiders use that to have a raid leader guiding the encounter that's not actually playing. And that's the reason why they haven't done it in the past. So I don't think that there's any changes that really need to be made there, but it is really cool that it's happening. Twin Bros, thank you for the super chat. The rumors that Silvermoon, Gates of Mulgore, and Bilgewater Harbor is supposedly coming, and in-game command shows text for each of them. That I actually saw. That wasn't what I was thinking of when you said rumor, but you're right. I did hear about that. That makes sense. The Barons one... Did you say Barons? I heard Barons. The rumor I read had Barons in it. Also, I'm getting wrecked over here. I'm trying to get up to, like, the Sea and Crimson Forest, basically where that hex chest is. What am I thinking of? Yeah, I definitely heard about that. That doesn't surprise me. I think they always said that they were going to add more war fronts, so just sniffing out the locations is exciting, but I don't think it's, like, breaking news. I hope they'll make a special squirrel pet with hazelnut and purple pink hair. Did you guys see any community member references in BFA? I don't think anybody got any. Like, they did tons and tons of, and maybe I just missed them, they did tons of pop culture references. There are references to movies and actors and mainstream culture all over the place. But I didn't specifically see any, like, streamer, YouTuber, website, blog owner references in BFA, despite how many other types of references there are. And I'm wondering, assuming that's true, because maybe I just missed them. They could be in there and I missed them. But my theory is that with the current climate of people, like content creators and influencers being so come and go and so easily, like, canceled, that they don't really want to put official representation in their game just in case that there's scandals that come up later. And that people that they no longer want to be associated with in the future. So maybe they don't do that anymore. I don't know. Did you ever play D&D? So I played briefly for, like, I say briefly, I mean like a year, but we didn't even finish a campaign, so it felt brief. Pathfinders, which is related to D&D. It's not exactly D&D. It's like a newer version of it. I played Pathfinder with a bunch of friends. It was the first time I'd ever had an experience with a pen and paper RPG, so I was trying to learn it at the same time as playing it, which was a little frustrating. So I would like to try it again as an adult with a greater grasp on how life works, and I think it would be fun to try again. How do I get up here again? I remember having problems with this last time. Can I just run up this hill? No? Maybe I have to go around. I'm just gonna be killing wicker stuff for a while. Just lost a mythic 8. Oh no! Thanks for the super chat, Elena. Love your streams and videos, also your hair. It's a lot right now. I feel like it's kind of love or hate right now. It's kind of attacking you. It's weaponized pink. I was making flash to sell and realized I was farming the wrong herb for 2 hours. Oh dear. Oh no. I have noticed that most herbs seem to be holding their value across, like, there obviously some are going to be more valuable than others, but generally speaking, the bottom end seems to be pretty even for most herbs on my server, at least lately. Which is contrasting to fish, where for a while all of the fish had kind of like a similar minimum value, but that really dropped through the floor. Like, because you can use fish to make aromatic fish oil, the minimum value of the fish was going to be the minimum value of the fish oil. But now that everybody's kind of finished leveling their cooking, nobody's really buying fish oil anymore. Nobody really needs it. So all of these cheap fish, like the sand shifters, are selling for like 2-3 gold a fish, where they used to be 10 or 10 to 15. But like a red-tailed loach, which is needed for the feast, or a slimy mackerel, which is needed for the haste food, still selling for 50 plus gold each. So it's herbs seem to be staying more even than before. The best thing about maining a shadow priest is that worrying that you don't have to gear up, because at the end of the day, you're still a shadow priest. Sometimes the truth hurts. Also, I found it's not great, but it's not that bad. After I got my weapon, I'm pretty much middle of my guild's pack again. Obviously, if you're like mythic rating, and doing really high level content, I don't think I can get that. I think that siren sting is not happening. What if I stand up here? No, never mind. I'm having a bad day up here. Hang on, I'm gonna ignore you guys and actually get this chest so we can move on with our lives. It's really dark up here. All right, we made it up the hill. There may be an order to this. I don't know if that's true. I just kind of clicked them all until it worked last time. Clearly, that's not sufficient. Maybe I need to make them all lit. Oh, now we're lit. There we go. Alright. That's step number 1. So step number 2 is going to be all the way back to Fletcher's Pass. We'll take my whistle. The casting was great. Twitch chat was toxic. I think the hotfix is buffing islands done 2 and got a pet each time. Nice! That would be cool. Could maybe do some of that. See what time it is after I'm finished with this. Maybe I do 1 and see after I get the wicker pet. So I don't know why I just jumped off that when I needed to take the flight point. I just like jumping off of stuff. There's a BOE that had the name of a WoW Twitter person, I don't remember which, in BFA. Maybe I'm the statue of Jay the Bard in Borealis. Woman who's disguised as Hogger in honor of the cosplay contest winner. Okay. Well, then I'm just making stuff up then. I missed those, but kind of good to know that the theory is wrong. It was a little sad to think that they're just like giving up on like recognizing community members because they might have bad press later. What am I thinking of? Where am I going? We're going down all the way down here. Love the pink. Thanks, Ellis. I swore it was gnome pink. I think it'll get to gnome pink. I feel like we're headed in that direction once it fades. It's just going to take a while. Ran with the guild group on a +9 siege. Took us 78 minutes. We didn't even bother with the timer. Just wanted to finish it. I know my guildies did that. They got, I don't remember what level it was, but I remember they were in there for a couple of hours and they did not look good. Like, they finished it, but they were not happy campers after they were done. Joining late. How is everyone? I'm doing good. Ahoy from storm-plagued North Carolina. I very much hope that you and your property and your pets are all safe. I was, it just must suck so much. I mean, obviously there's a lot of things about, destructive hurricanes that are just terrible. But the thing that I was specifically sad about last night was, people with fish that have to like either just leave their fish behind and hope they're there when they get back, people that are trying to keep their fish alive through power outages, people that might have to euthanize fish. I've heard that that in hurricanes, if fish get into certain types of fish, like marine fish that get into waterways, can actually become destructive. I heard that happen with lionfish. Maybe it was somebody in the stream that told me that. I don't quite remember. But people were like euthanizing their fish as they left so that they weren't, like, if they did make it into waterways, that they wouldn't become an invasive problem species. Like, there's just so many, I'm just shocked. Your gnome is too short? My gnome is too short? I'm too short? Ugh. I want to do that world quest. I want to reel in Vice Smell because it's going to give me, I'm a little low on resources. And I still need those because I don't have my rep yet. Can you sell wicker pups? I've made 5. I don't know. We'll find out. I think you can. I feel like I caged it. Chock full of food and water and booze and stuff for the dog. I made it. North Carolina here too, but out of the danger area. Hi from San Diego. What's your theory? What is your opinion of the theory that Cultural humans would be able to play as shamans? Tide sages are said to command all the elements. Did they data mine totems for them or not? Or I mean, maybe they could just be keeping that stuff under wraps, but I would be fine with it. I'm never usually somebody that is arguing for a race or a class to be available on less races. I would kind of be fine if they opened them up to all of them. I wouldn't be mad about that. I wouldn't feel like that devalued my choice because they're so open anyways, and their reasons are so strange sometimes for why they allow certain things. So I think it'd be fine. Anyone else concerned about the Cthulhu Island where you can lose sanity? I mean, as a Shadow Priest, I don't think we should be concerned. I think we should be excited. Finish the BFA Pathfinder achievement. Congrats! I'm jealous. The main thing that I need is some Tortolan Seeker rep. That's the most important one. Hang on, where am I going? We're heading down this way. Okay, yeah. The thing that I need is Tortolan Seeker's rep. I am currently honored and I need to be revered. I'm like halfway through honor. 6k through 12k of honored. So I only need like a little more and then I'll be good. And I also need to finish exploring Drew's Far. I think I just need to run like down here maybe? Or down here. I feel like that's the area that I haven't explored yet. So next time I'm in the area I can just like run down there. And then we'll be set on that front. I like your new hair color. Thanks, Bethy. Your gnome was perfect. Happy you went back. Gnome. So I need to get to 68, which I'm not at right now. So I'm going to kill all these things that are after me and then like open up my map and figure out exactly where I'm going. Do you still use the Orb Weaver? You're the reason I have mine. I have 2. Love using the joystick to move. Thanks, Hazel. I do. I'm using it this very instant. I live in Maine. I had to buy a generator to keep my power on during snowstorms to keep all my snakes warm. Something that it reminded me that I should do is I need to pick up a battery-powered air pump just so that if, unrelated to storms, but if I ever do run into a long power outage, that I can keep my fish tanks aerated and keep their filter media going and stuff. So 6868 is like just a little bit west of here. So we're just going to run right through. I have a bad case of streamer itchy nose. It only ever happens on stream. I don't know why. I don't know what it's from. And a little farther. Am I too high? Like, I'm looking for the path beginning. Is it up here? Yeah, I think I can get to it from up here. I think this is it. Maybe it's not. This tree looks like it's going to be very much in my way. Is there any reason to get exalted with tortolans? They offer some recipes at Exalted. I believe you need to get exalted with them if you want the 3rd rank of the feast recipe, which is a pretty good reason. Aside from that, not really, unless you want their gear. All of their reputations have some 350, 355, something like that, gear available at Exalted. Alright, so we're going to try and turn on all of our torches. Oh, no, that was it. We're good now. Okay, so that's the stag skull, and then number 3 is going to be all the way up kind of near Corlane, so we can head up there. Did you get Tap Tap? I do have a Tap Tap, yes. What pet are you going for? We are putting together the Wicker Pup. You loot 3 chests in order, and then you go loot a 4th thing, and then you put it all together and it gives you a pet. Do I only need Revered for the recipes? Are you sure? Huh. Oh yeah, look at that. Alright, never mind. I don't know why it would be exalted. Oops. Did you ever look into getting the dreaded ball pet? Not yet. No, not yet. My current project is the TSM guides. I really wanted to have at least one out this week. It just didn't happen. So I'm just going to keep working on that and try and get those out. And a mail time is also very soon on the horizon. I'm going to try and film that this weekend. Again, was going to happen this week, but just didn't work out. So we're going to Corlane, which is kind of like Watchman's Rise area-ish. Right around here. Oh, bonk. Quite the rep grind. There's just not that many Tortolan Seekers quests, and I never really felt the need to go out of my way and do them unless I had an emissary, so I just need to get better about saving the turtles. And oh, you know what I actually really like, though, is I got around to doing the Shell Game quest. I love that one. It's the only world quest that I've actually, like, really enjoyed the process of doing the matching game. My world quest list has, like, an overlay where it wants me to mark down what the thing was. I turned that off immediately. I'm like, get out of here, you're intruding on my fun. And I like trying different memory techniques to memorize each thing, and I like to think I'm pretty good. I'm not, but I pride myself on doing those things without any extraneous clicks, like revealing each thing only once, and those are my favorite. I always try and do those whenever I see them. Talon Southwood, thank you for becoming a member. Welcome to the Scroll Squad. I appreciate the support. Hope you enjoy the stream and your emotes and your icon. Some recipes are revered, others exalted. Ditto gear. If you collect tabards, you need exalted. Oh, that's a good point. I forgot about tabards. I often forget about tabards. Okay, so we're heading up here. It's going to be a cave. And the cave is kind of like 25, 24. Yeah, right around there. I'm terrible at saving turtles getting to the water. I get distracted shooting down the birds, and then I forget about the, I get distracted shooting down the birds, and I forget about the crabs, and the crabs are the real, they just sneak up on you and start pinching. They are scary pinchers. I'm also concerned about the ecological impact. Like, obviously, if these turtles would not have made it to the water without us standing behind them with a blasting charm, evening out the odds, you know, what if we're just starving seagulls to death? What if that was the one meal that seagull needed to survive? Where is the seagull faction filled with seagulls that are, you know, helping us herd turtles into their mouths? This is like a really biased quest, and I feel like we're having a serious ecological impact from over-interfering in the life cycle of the turtle. How many turtles do you think have made it to the water? Half. I feel like half of them are done. Puppy's awake. Yeah, he might go lay down again eventually. I'll turn off the camera for now. My husband just got home, and you can hear the dog. The dog gets a little, It's funny, like, he's got separation anxiety, but he also freaks out when he gets home. I don't know what's up with that. Alright. Speaking of shell game, alright. Let me demonstrate my powers, and it's gonna be terrible because I'm streaming, so. Excuses. Alright, I'm ready. So this can get out of here. I'm ignoring you guys. I'm gonna minimize the chat window, so I'm not even tempted to look. Alright. No extraneous clicks. Darn it. It's down here. I ruined it. So close to it. So close to a perfect map. Also, it makes you wait like a long time before it triggers. Okay. Pull chat window back up. Lauren Soth, welcome to the Squirrel Squad. Thank you for becoming a member. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Appreciate the support. Get a lot of rep for each Tortollan quest, sometimes 1500. I don't pay attention. You should be getting 1500 for the emissary. I'm getting 175 for the main ones, which is still more than the typical amount you would get, but definitely not 1500. What does Christmas taste like? Sugar right now. If they were all shell game, I wouldn't mind. Did I turn my monitor off? I think it's when I did something that made my left monitor. It's okay, nothing important was over there anyways. Seagulls are evil? Oh, that's right. I was looking for, oh no, I needed that monitor. It had all my coordinates on it for the, I mean, I know I had them on my map, but it had all the, it must be in this cave over here. Murder 2 animals to save 1. I hate seagulls. Oh no, that can't be right. That's a bunch of rares. Different cave. Your videos help me a lot. I got my waste of time now. Yay. Grats in your waste of time. I should clarify, just in case anybody thinks I've made a guide on that. I haven't. But, I'd say looking forward to it, but I don't know, like, I don't know if I ever want to do a waste of time. It looks like a lot of time that if you're not particularly interested in the belt, one might consider wasted. Talon Southway, thanks for the super chat. Hope we get Zandalari Paladins. They'll protect all the turtles with bubbles. Little tiny turtle bubbles. Ugh. You just need to get, like Merkalot, like the Paladin Murloc to help out. Like, that's their people, you know. Was the cave on the top level or was it on the beach level? I've forgotten already. It must be higher up. You can cheat this one. The crabs can't be seen, or the crabs can be seen the whole time if you look. I found that different things can sometimes be seen the whole time. Like sometimes there's like a Valkyr foot sticking out, sometimes it's the crab, sometimes it's the robot. But the only thing that I actually do when I'm actually getting it properly is I have like a code, quotes are really important because this is not a code, for each of the things, and it's basically the first 3 letters. And then I look at them in pairs. So if it's a Valkyr and then a blood, like it was there, my word for that little section would be Valblow, because those are the first 3 letters of each one, and I do them in pairs like that. And that's just fewer information for your brain to parse, you're less likely to forget bunches of it, and the next time I see a Valkyr, I just remember that, you know, Valblow is top left, and every time I do another row, I'll repeat them. So if I had Valkyr and a blood, this doesn't matter. This is the stupidest strategy for the thing that doesn't matter, because you can just choose it with an add-on, but like, if I had a Valkyr and a blood, and then a turtle and a robot, then I would be like, Valblow, Turbot. And then when I do the third one, when I get the bottom one, every time I recap those little pairs. No, I've just gotten back to the same place. I mean, I guess I can tag it so that I can say, oh no, I can't tag it. What am I doing wrong? Enchanted chest. It's in a cave. I just don't remember how to get into the cave. It's been a bit. No, I don't have Magheart or Dark Iron Dwarf. I'm behind in my rep. Is there an achievement for doing it perfectly? No. You get to feel accomplished in your heart. Are you maxed on gold? No. If I was, I would definitely have a Brutosaur mount. That's the one thing I'm grinding gold for right now. I made some questionable investments. I was doing real good flipping epics for a while, but I think I pushed it too far, and now the prices are dropping because the epics are dropping more frequently in raid. So I may need to take a loss in a couple of pieces that I've invested in. There's one in Northwest Storm Song for Tortolan. I think I might have done that this morning. Sometimes I rock around and do some world quests in the morning when I'm having my tea. So I'm like right on top of it. So the cave should be like right underneath me. That's not an entrance. That's not an entrance. Is there an entrance over here? That's a tree. It should be right. Maybe I missed one. Did I miss one? I need to get my monitor working again. There it is. Alright. So I did the first chest. I did the second chest. So I should have the third chest at 2524 in a small cave. It should be right up here. I'm on 2524. The dumbest thing is I've done this before. I literally did this before when I was making that guide. It's just been a bit. Is it down here? No, that's the cave with the rares in it. Is the cave in the water? I don't think so. Probably overcomplicating it. That's probably true. Or do you mean the memory thing? Because the memory thing works great. That's just a good way to remember things, is to tie them to concepts or just like add some extra stuff to the thing you're remembering. It's how people I'm explaining it terribly, but I've read some books on how people that memorize card decks do it. And it's a similar thing. It's just the card deck thing's obviously a little more in depth. You just walked past it. I was standing in it, go under the tree. Oh yeah. Look at that. Well. There we go. Appreciate you guys. Alright. The last one, we gotta head to the Barrow Knoll Cemetery. And it's kind of like north of Fallhaven. I have gotten one singular BFA mount so far. And that is this guy. I have a donkey. It is my donkey. I will allow nobody to make fun of my donkey. He is a majestic creature. He has a majestic little donkey tail. He's got a lovely donkey butt. And he's a good donkey. That's what I got. Oh, me when I try to make a story out of the sequence. Oh, okay, I gotcha. No, that's great that's like a great memory technique. You're good. You're on it. You're ready to start memorizing card decks. Which I have to assume has implications like helps you remember other things. Because otherwise that's just like a little, like a really weird party trick. Like if you pull out a deck of cards and prove to somebody at a party that you've memorized the order of the whole thing, does that make anybody like you any better? Does that help you out at all? Because I have doubts. I want a donkey. I got lucky. The donkey drops off of a rare in Arathi. There are 3 mounts that drop off of rare, so I just got lucky enough to get one. I didn't get any of the pets, but I did get a donkey. Hate that you don't get anything for the chest that you find. Yeah. The rare mobs I can understand being a little underwhelming, because they're not even rares anymore. They're like vignette mobs or whatever they call them these days. And those are basically there to become world quests later. And that's fine. Those are my favorite world quests. I go kill one dude, get my stuff, I'm good. But the chests are just so disappointing. They're not very good experience. There's like no war resources in them. There's no other stuff in them. It's just like the most underwhelming amount of nothing. And they're not even worth getting off your mount to loot them. Like, that's disappointing. I did do the Una guide, that's true. People do the memory tricks for world records and their competitions with money rewards? Okay. That makes more sense. That makes more sense. That's like an application for it. I'm trying to remember what book I was reading that had that info in it. I really like reading... I'm really like reading self-improvement books because I guess reading them makes me feel better about the fact that I'm not actually improving myself. And a lot of my favorite ones are the ones that are kind of based in neuroscience and back it up with studies, because books that are just written about the way people feel about things is just so subjective and will work great for some people and just sounds like absolute trash to other people. So anytime that they can back something up with like credited and credible scientific studies, I'm all about it. So I've been reading like a lot of a lot of, and it's not like super technical crazy stuff. It's meant for it to be consumer reading, but some neuroscience stuff to try, because just brains are really interesting. Brains are very interesting things, and the amount of things that they can do is amazing. There it is. That's where my wicker pup's gonna be. I'm trying to get it the wrong way. There's 5 minutes. Are there 5? Goodness. You're probably right. I only was thinking the 3 off the top of my head. Let me check. Let this serve as a lesson, this and the thing earlier that I said about reputations. Just because I say something, and just because anybody online says something, doesn't necessarily make it true. Also doesn't mean that they're trying to lie to you. They might just be mistaken. And if I preface everything I say with I'm not sure, then I'll never finish saying anything. But you're right, I'm probably wrong. So Arathi... Oh yeah, there are 5. Look at that. There's the donkey. There's a horsey. Skull Ripper. The Direwing, and the Raptor. Oh, I was only thinking of these 3. I completely forgot about these guys. There's Raptors. Raptors as lions is always exciting, because you just don't get the access to that many of them. I feel like I might have one, but maybe I don't. Oh no, I don't, because I don't have the Zul'Gurub one yet. Alright, so this is the last thing we need. I want to know why there's eyeballs in these things. Whose eyes are those? Alright, so now we just combine all, like we got a spine, a skull. We don't need to find them all, we just right click and that'll combine all those things that are in my inventory. And that will make a wicker pup pet. And we got it, there we go. So that is learned as green. And that's another thing I've noticed is that a lot of the pets this expansion, like all the vendor pets that I've found so far, learned at uncommon quality. They seem to be really digging into my collection of upgrade stones lately. Look at that. So I have the wicker pup and I have the restored revenant now because I got that one from archaeology. So I am set on revenant style pets. Wicker pup is looks like it should be cageable. So if I take it out of the battle slot, yeah, it is cageable. So you can sell those. See, if you've crafted 5 of them, you can probably start selling them. I do have tap, yes. Let's see. I have the Terrified Pack Mule. I grind for mobs. He's seen too much. I feel you on your donkey. I love my mule. Am I late to see the PvP Pet Battle collab video? No, you're early. I'm late. Hero, go make vids I can watch. It's a beautiful thing when he emerges from the lair. We all need to be welcoming and accepting of him. I try to lie to people. Oh man. A neuroscientist's quest for what makes us human is a great one if you like neuroscience. The Telltale Brit. I'm always looking for more. I've just recently discovered that and this isn't a sponsored plug or anything, although it's sure gonna sound like one. But I just discovered that my Amazon Prime subscription can get me books. I didn't realize that I could just read all sorts of books with the Prime that I already had. So that's cool. I've been looking for stuff that I can read there. The one I'm reading right now is actually about the effects of natural environments on the brain and well-being. It's not super, I'm not super convinced in the studies that it's doing, but I'm interested in the theory that it's trying to put out. There's definitely some good stuff there. It's now on my list of things to get. I don't have Ball yet. I can picture you being a Powerpuff Girl. You know, I never saw the Powerpuff Girls. I was probably like 1 or 2 years too old for them. They came out like a little bit after. I watched Sailor Moon as a kid. I was in the Sailor Moon era. So what am I doing with my life now? I could do like some... I might just do another world quest or 2 because I'm like halfway through my emissary and I'm already out here, so I may as well do a few. Are Dolly and Dot your best friends? Dolly and Dot, are those Powerpuff Girls? Are the Powerpuff Girls named Dolly and Dot? Because those don't seem very powerful. Those don't sound like... I mean... Maybe. Dot! Dot! Need a video of all the rare spawn locations in each area? Rare spawn locations in each area. What do you mean? Like all of the rares in BFA? Because for that, the video is going to say, install handy notes. It will show them on your map. Here they are. There's no real reason to go ahead and kill all those. And then for Arathi, the answer is also kind of install handy notes. Where am I looking? There we go. I mean, it's not going to show them to you right now because I did them all, but basically handy notes or world quest list. This is world quest list. So if you're looking at Arathi, you got world quest list. This little T right here next to the WQ, that will put them all on your map and also shows you what they drop. There you go. Video done. They have the whole Harry Potter series in Prime Books. I feel like I bought the whole Harry Potter series like twice. I was kind of interested in the iBooks ones because I wanted to see what the extras they had were. Because I actually really like reading the enriched books. Like, I bought A Song of Ice and Fire twice. I bought it once as physical books, then I bought it again on iBooks in, like, the enriched versions. And I really like those because they have, like, the extra maps. They have some recipes from the cookbooks. Like, every time it stops to show me some cool notes or background info or whatever, like, I really liked those. And I doubt that the Harry Potter ones will be as good. But I'm kind of curious to know what they added. Because I've read Harry Potter so many times by now. I listen to books while I'm at the gym and only at the gym. So if I'm listening to a good book, it makes me want to go to the gym to continue it. That's a good habit. I have a similar thing, except that instead of making me want to go to the gym, it makes me want to go to bed. Because I read before bed. Like, in bed. I will go to bed, and I'll read until I get sleepy, and then I'll go to sleep. But which is probably not the best habit, but I've seen worse. So usually if I'm reading a really good book, you'll find me going to bed at like 8, 9 o'clock at night so that I can have some extra time to like lay down and read. But books also make me really sleepy because I have that association just super ingrained in me by now. Oh, Dolly and Daughter from Voldoon. Best llamas ever from Zandalar, which you may not know since you mainly play Alliance. I feel like I'm missing out now. I briefly, very briefly had an encounter with some llamas in the war campaign. I don't remember any of them having names. Maybe they did and I missed it. But, man. Great names for llamas. I'm glad that those are llama names and not Powerpuff Girl names. Missed so much of the stream due to the brain not working right? What do you mean? Also, like, if it's like a being confused about time thing, I have a story that you might relate to. The other night, we raid Wednesday, Thursday nights, and we raid 7 to 10. And it was like 8:57, we just killed a boss, and our guild leader starts giving the end of raid speech and saying, alright, good job guys, we're gonna be picking up at this point tomorrow. And we're all just like sitting there looking at the clock, like wondering if somebody should stop and tell him it's only 9, it's not 10 yet, and we had a whole other hour. We had just, all of the clearing that we had done felt like 3 hours worth of raidings. After 2 hours, I thought it was done. It was pretty funny. Dolly and Daughter, kind of epic. Do you normally read paper books or ebooks? Paper books ebooks these days, rather. I grew up on paper books, obviously, because I didn't have e-readers back then. Back in the olden days. You know. I'm super elderly these days. Kidding, by the way. But I really like ebooks. And I know that's not a popular opinion. I know that there's a lot lost when it's not on paper anymore, but it's just so convenient. It's so nice having all of them within one digital device that is just like on any new device that I have. It's great. It's nice that I can, like, I like reading specifically on the iPad in dark mode so that the screen is black and only the text is white, so it's not glowing at me. And that way the lights can be totally off. I'm not keeping my husband up because there's not really much light. He says it doesn't bother him. And I can just read in bed without having to have a light on. And it doesn't seem to strain my eyes. It doesn't seem to keep me up. It's great. And then I can just always be browsing new books and finding new things. If I can ever remind myself to get a library card, I think I can borrow books digitally too. The super cute RP writing quest. Oh man. Okay, so there's one quest. So I need to do one more. I would like to actually turn off that rare overlay. What do I want to do? I like gold. I would rather just kill a thing though, so I guess I'm gonna follow this right up and to the right. Hello? Hello! How you doing, Mohammed? I can't ride mules given my last name. It's always called that. How do you pronounce that then? And also, I feel like maybe you're missing out. Maybe, like, I haven't ridden mules. I don't know if it's the best thing ever or if it's not. But, you know, it's always sad when we close ourselves off from new experiences when we don't need to. Maybe that'll just be like a really beautiful moment in your life and you finally get to ride a mule and you're like, wow, this is actually just like super relaxing. It'll probably be kind of bumpy and underwhelming, but you know, I just don't want to close yourself off. Warfronts make me miss Warcraft 3, unpopular opinion. I don't think that's unpopular at all. The first time I did a Warfront on beta, the first impression that I had was like, man, I actually kind of want to go play StarCraft. I like them on my shelf. That's true. They do look nice in a shelf. But like when you move, they're so heavy. Boxes of books are so heavy when you move. I do keep some books that I had before as collectibles. Like I won't get rid of them. But I also don't really pick them up and read them anymore. Although I suppose that is helping them last longer. Like, I'm not wearing through them. Also, did my dog ever go back to his bed? Let me pan over and see if he's in the next side. Let me tag that. Let me try and kill it. I'm not going to be that mean person that just, like, puts one dot on it. Not saying I've never done that. But in this particular time, I can help. Maybe one of these days I'll actually get a vampiric touch up on it. I always struggle with knowing when I should be skipping a mind blast in order to dot something. Like, I know you want to do it if the mob's going to live for a while. Like, 15... Probably should have done it a little earlier. Doesn't really matter now. I also haven't figured out which talents are best for which things. I'm constantly switching through different fights. Alright, so I was going to try and configure... and pan, maybe? I'm telling you, my OBS, maybe if I move my OBS onto a wide monitor before I try and do things, then I can... No, that doesn't help. My monitors just don't know what to do. They're different resolutions and different orientations, and OBS just can't even. Oh well. It's fine. Oh, no, I don't want to close OBS. I'm streaming. I'm having a day. Have you seen the cat lady? Yes! Yeah, there's a cat lady house and there's like a dog house that are filled with dogs. And you can pet all of them. It's quite good. I'm trying to put my stuff back where it's supposed to go. There we go. You can borrow books, music, movies digitally at most libraries. That I really like. I mean, I used to love going to the library. During the summer, especially like for summer reading, we would go to the library all the time and borrowing books and reading new ones. I read a lot of fantasy books. Like I used to, as a kid, I didn't really know how to find books that I liked, but I did know that I liked fantasy. Almost as more of an identity thing than actually enjoying the books. There were some good ones, but that was like a thing, because, you know, as a kid, you sort of like come up with identity concepts, you sort of latch onto them. So I was like, I like fantasy. I'm going to borrow fantasy books. I'm going to find very thick ones with very tiny text because I'm smart and I'm 11 and I like reading Avalon or whatever. I didn't actually enjoy Avalon that much, but I read it. Because that's what I was gonna read. But I actually read a lot of really good books that way because, you know, with like the Amazon Kindle books, they're like algorithmically recommending you stuff, and then with Apple, you've got like the top charts. But in a library, you kind of just have stuff on a shelf, you know, alphabetically, and by the Dewey Decimal System, and you sort of pick something to read by like, hey, that has a cool looking title, because you can't even see the covers when they're on the books when they're on the shelves with the spines. You're like, well, you know, that looks like about the thickness that I want to get myself into. The title is vaguely intriguing, or sounds like it's the right genre for me. I guess I'm just going to try and read it. So I would just pick books that sort of felt like maybe they could be okay. And there was no real loss there. Like these days, I feel like there's more pressure for me. Like if I'm going to sit down and read a book, I should probably figure out and make sure it's a book I really need to read. But with libraries, you can just grab something and you can read it. And you're like, well, if it sucks, you can stop reading it and take it back if you don't like it. But you discover all sorts of things that you wouldn't have discovered on a digital platform because they're just organized in a way that just lets you discover a little better, I find. Or maybe maybe it's not that you're discovering better, maybe it's that you're discovering worse, so that you widen your horizons. It's very easy in a world of digital content that is algorithmically suggested to you, where like YouTube already knows what videos to show you that you're gonna like. It makes it hard to discover things that you would like that you don't know that you would like yet. It makes it harder to branch out and find things that are completely different but might also be cool. And that's one of the things that I think we lose when we don't engage in older media. It's kind of the same thing about the loss of like a video rental store like a Blockbuster. I didn't spend a whole lot of time in video rental stores as a child. I definitely went a few times, but it wasn't like a ritual for our family or anything. But you don't have as much of that now. Hubby is the pack mule when we move. I've been reading Dresden Files books from my local library via my Kindle. I used to love ebooks, but my Kobo would always die within a year of getting them, so I switched back to paper. Have you been enjoying island expeditions? Honestly, no, not really. I have been skipping them and then being like, wow, I shouldn't skip these. There's stuff that I need from them. And then I skip them anyways. But I heard, and it's not just a heard, it's not just a thing I heard, it's true. They're hot fixing up and may have already done it, but they're definitely hot fixing the drop rate of the cosmetics, so I definitely need to start doing them now. Actually, you know what? We got 20 minutes. Let me just queue for one. I'm not going to like list the group or anything. I'm just going to queue. Oh, I need to go to Borellas for that. Let's go back to Borellas. I'm going to queue for one. Maybe we'll get something. iBooks first, then if it's a book that I love, I will buy a physical copy. Do you know if the BFA Griffin mounts are going to stay available? The new BFA Griffin mounts. I might be blanking. I'm not familiar with the kind of mount that you're talking about. BFA Griffin mounts. What do you mean? Did they add a new Griffin? If you mean the Hippogriff. If you mean the Teldrassil Hippogriff, that is already not available. If you don't already have that, you're not getting it. That was a pre-patch only thing. Terry Brooks was great. I think you would enjoy books by David Gemmell. I love his books. Terry Brooks. You can always ask a librarian for book recommendations. That would work better if I wasn't so afraid of people. I should. That would be a good social exercise for me, to go to a library and ask a librarian for a recommendation. I'm just so afraid of bothering people. I'm terribly afraid of bothering people. I hate the idea that I might be like wasting somebody's time or getting in their way. So that would be a big one for me. Loving R.A. Salvatore books. Husband got me reading them years ago. I used to spend hours in video rental stores just looking for something I hadn't seen before. I watched a lot more movies then. And, I mean, you can definitely discover stuff on Netflix, but it's that same thing where the algorithm is trying to predict what you want to see, and it just shows you more of what you're already watching. You don't run into as many just random things. I think Netflix could really benefit from a show me a random movie button. And books could possibly do that as well, or like show me a selection of random things. So I'm just gonna find a crew. We're just doing this on normal because I'm not here to try. The 3 recolored Grand Griffins. Faction Griffins. What are they called? I want to see them in my journal. Are they not in the journal? I'm just so out of the loop. I've completely missed this somehow. Exalted rep mount for Alliance. I thought there were only horses. I'm so behind. I don't know what's going on. That's what we are there for. Some of us like Reader's Advisory. What's Reader's Advisory? I mean, I suppose I can look it up. I've been reading about ancient Sumerian history. If you're afraid of people, I would suggest the chimp paradox helped me. Chimp paradox. All right, I'll write that down. It's not that I'm afraid of people, it's that I'm afraid of bothering people. I really hate being in the way. Like, I think once I was in the way in a grocery store as a child, and somebody's trying to get their car past me, and then my mom had to tell me to move, and I've just been traumatized ever since. Like a totally normal thing that happens to absolutely everybody, but it just scarred me for life. Don't you find archaeology a worthless profession? No. I feel like they hit a good balance with archaeology rewards. I think that, you know, you've got a mount, or not a mount, you've got a pet and a toy from each area, and a trinket, and then you get those, and then you're like, well, I don't need to continue archaeology. I can if I would like to, like, min-max getting pristine versions of everything. There's a reason to continue doing it if you enjoy it. But it's not an endless grind. And I think that's okay. I think that it's the right amount for the size of a system that archaeology is. There's always the flip side of if you add too much. I know this sounds dumb, but if you add too much to a... Seems there's any buffs. To a profession, and you make it bigger than it is, but it's still archaeology and it still has the same mechanics of gathering archaeology, people are just going to be mad that they have to do this thing that they don't want to do. So we're heading this way. Where are we going then? Are we going over here, perhaps? To this big red X? Seems to be some stuff going on over here. And let's head down to the beach. So I'm going to dot up and gather some of these things. Hopefully they group up a little bit, and then I can Shadow Crash, Dark Void. I can Void Eruption. I'm going to actually Embrace before I Void Eruption. Hopefully I have enough health to do this. Oh, that healed me right up. There we go. And then there's a bunch of little chests and stuff we can loot over here. As well as like a bigger one over there. Or a bear trap actually over there once we get there. So, that one. Over here. What else we got? Oh, there's a quest over there. Do you think we can just, like, help him out of the bear trap, or are we gonna need to find something for him? Does he need anything? Oh, we just gotta help him. That's fine. So we can open that up. That's 400 Azurite, I'll take that. I'm just really interested to see, like, if I get a thing, obviously this is gonna be the world's smallest sample size, but if I get a thing from this random normal difficulty island expedition. That would inspire some confidence in me that the hotfix has already gone out. It's not a guarantee because that's not how science works, but it's not how anything works. But it'd be kind of fun to see. Also, I like stuff. This hurts. Everything hurts. Am I standing on something? Am I doing something wrong? Do I need to dispel them from something? I hate going out too. It's too peoply out there. Oh, they're data mined. Oh, that would explain it. Well then I haven't seen them yet and therefore haven't formed any opinions, but they're probably cool. I've forgotten about the original question. The feeling when you go to a dungeon, you do top damage. The last boss will drop additional items. You get 0 items for the run. Sometimes them's the breaks. Sucks. Alright, so there's a rare. There's some stuff. It's a good thing this is just a normal one because I feel like we're not getting a super lucrative route. So. This is the first one I've done this week. I feel like I only actually finished my goal of like the bar maybe once. Maybe one time I actually did all 7 or whatever normal island expeditions and got it. Maybe twice? I don't know. Have you read the Sanderson's Stormlight book series? I haven't read anything Sanderson related yet. I've heard a lot about him because in the forums, I used to spend a lot of time on forums and like the subreddit for the A Song of Ice and Fire books. And people love to make comparisons between George R.R. Martin and Brandon Sanderson. So I haven't read anything, but I've heard a lot about him. I don't know if I would like it. I've heard that he doesn't do female characters very well. I don't know if that's true. That's like super secondhand info, so maybe it's not true at all. But that would be a bit of a downer for me. I do plan on going to BlizzCon. Do you feel island expeditions are a forced chore? I don't think they're super forced. Like the Azurite's good, but it's Azurite. I don't think they're necessarily like nailing the niche they wanted them to, but I think forced chore, in my opinion, doesn't quite capture the essence of it either. The Silk Road is my favorite book if we're talking about history. I bet the guy that made the History of the World video on YouTube took from it. That's why it's good to do all the things, might save a headache later on. Wondering what happened to your Void Elf? She is a gnome forever. I decided last minute that I would prefer to be a... Oh, here's what we need. This is the stuff. I decided last minute that I would prefer to play a gnome than a Void Elf, so I last minute main switched. Not that it made a big deal, because I had them both leveled up and they're both Shatterproof, so it didn't really matter. But I decided that on the inside, in my heart, when I look in the mirror, I see a very tall gnome looking back at me, so that's what I wanted my character to be. Don't leave the orbs behind. The orbs just heal up, right? Like, if we're already fully healed, it's not going to do much, or will it? I'm paying a fairly minimal amount of attention to this, so I very well may be doing things horribly, horribly wrong. It's a good idea. I just dinged 120. Wondered if you would do an updated version of the 110. It's on my list. I have a list. I have a list. I wish I was working through my list more quickly, but it's probably the next one that I'm going to do that's not a TSM guide. I'm working on TSM guides and then the mail time, like the fan mail unboxing, but the that's gonna be up there. I can't promise next week, but I can say I'll try. I feel like the longer I spend making videos, you'd think I would get faster at it. I swear I'm getting slower. I don't know if it's because I'm just editing them more or if I've just gotten slow, but I'm definitely not going any faster than I used to. Alright, so if we're gonna head... There's really a whole lot up here. We want to get to, like, the right. I guess we can hang around to the left, actually. And try to make for the X over here. I'm mostly just concerned with... I mean, I guess we can stop right here and see some stuff. So I'm gonna pop my Embrace. Boy. It's nice doing these with a little bit more gear now. Back when I was, like, not even 320 yet, it was really, like, I felt like I was having such a hard time killing anything and I wasn't really contributing. So it definitely feels a lot better to, oh, we have a Hive Lord just right on top of us. Definitely feels a lot better to do these when you actually feel effective with your spells. I like pressing a button and feeling like it did something. You need to read Kingkiller Chronicles. I would rank it close to A Song of Ice and Fire. That has come up enough that I really should. It's one of those... like, I find that if I get recommended a thing enough times by enough different people, then it's probably a good idea for me to do it. I just haven't, it's been a while since I've read a new fiction book. Getting into new fiction is usually, I think the last new, and I mean new as in new to me, the last fiction book that I read that wasn't a reread was probably The Magicians. I found, like, the show was okay. The sci-fi show was fine. But the book was actually, the whole book series was actually incredible. I thought. I found them very compelling. Some adult content in there, I should warn you, if you're concerned about, like, be careful who you recommend them to. There's some very adult content in the Magicians books. But pretty good stuff. Oh, there's a rare. I have not read Patrick Rothfuss yet either. Oh, they're a 50% damage buff? Oh! Well then, yeah, that seems like it would be a real good idea. Okay, so we need a key if we're gonna help that one. Do we just AoE down this stuff? There's a chest over here, that's good. Oh, here's a rare. Let's get this guy. And all of his people. So, I'm glad that somebody else wants to tank. Or is getting enough aggro to tank. Seems... Uh-oh. I've been kicked. I feel like I still take an awful lot of damage. I'm almost 350 and I feel like I'm still just getting ruined by anything that touches me. Almost. Maybe with this. Not quite. Another 100. Maybe with this. Watch this be 75. I also feel like this island's very dark. There we go. Alright. Finished it. I got my small azurite cluster. I did not get any rewards. So that doesn't mean they didn't hotfix it, but it does mean that I didn't get anything that time. Red X's are the way to go. Warfront's not open yet. Warfront is... Here, let me stop by the table. One day and 18 hours. And that's not for the Warfront opening. That is for the Horde being no longer able to queue for it. And then Alliance will get to start contributing. I really like The Magicians too. If you wanted something between that and Harry Potter. The Chronicles of Luminia. Interesting. I'd gladly take Mythic Islands for you. I haven't even done a Heroic Island yet. I'm scared. I don't see any good reason to. Like, I guess they gave me more Azurite, but I'm just so underwhelmed with Azurite. Like, why would I do one that looks like it's going to take longer? Do they take longer? Does stuff hit harder? Stuff already hits me hard enough. I don't want to die. Island Expedition, this isn't pet battles, it's true. I'm going to do a random pet battle. I'm just queuing with whatever this is. I don't even know. I think I just put the Abyssius in that slot so that I could summon, or so that I could check to see if the Wicker Pup was cageable. Oh, you know what, actually? Let me do one with, with new pets. What do I have that's new? I have my Azuriti. I have my, Carnivorous Lasher. And this is going to be a terrible team. I'm going to lose. Azuriti, Carnivorous Lasher, and, Scuttle, of course. So, let's see. What do I want to use? I'm just going to grab these real quick. So he's real slow, so we'll take Surge. Smelling Liquid is different, but Pump seems good. And then Shell Shield, always strong. The Lasher is not fast enough to take Lash, so I guess we're taking Feed. We need something spammable. Poison Lash is kind of spammable. You've got Leech Seed or Shrooms. Yeah, sure, why not? Oh, no, this is a lot of elemental stuff. I need to switch it out. I need to switch one out. Let's take it the Eel. The Abyssal Eel. Do I not have the Eel anymore? Did I give away my Eel? I think I gave away my Eel. Okay. Well, this is my team. I don't like it. It's got too much elemental damage. This won't work. Belle, thanks for the super chat. I appreciate that. Are those the only new pets that I have? Oh, no. We have BG. We have a bee. BG. BG is a honeybee, and he can do a sting. He can heal. He can make his heal real good. I don't know what's going on over here. Is Azuriti fast? No. Why are all these pets that are so slow getting blitz style moves? Crystal Prison, Frenzy. Rock Barrage? Sure. Azurite Spike. Ooh, that might be kind of fun to buff up. Alright, I'm gonna lose. But that's okay. It's all about the fact that we're gonna try. More like Azerong. Oh no. Did they make it so you can only get pets, mounts, and heroic Alexbus? I haven't read the hotfix, but that would be sad. That would be an odd change. Better do a heroic or mythic that. I think islands are a good way to practice the other specs for your class. My other specs are healing, though. I don't want to go heal an island expedition. Forefront, I just did took forever, and all I got was another 340 Azerite headgear. I mean, that's kind of the thing, is when you repeat Warfronts, you're going to get a 340. It sucks that the slot wasn't good for you, though. Did you get Bumbles yet, Hazel? No, not yet. No Bumbles yet. Where's my opponent? This is a cool place to pet battle. I like the little area they put us in here. I don't know if I have an opponent, though. I don't know if they gave me one. I'm just going to leave it alone and hope it loads in. Oh, there we go. Sporbs, Ginger, and Fangle. So, let's start with, I don't know, Azeriti. Azeriti, go. There was a Guardian Sporebat. I will preface this by saying I'm not good at pet PvP. I don't have a plan. And, this is not a real team. So, we're just following our hearts. I'm buffing myself, and then I'm going to hit him with the Azerite Spike. It should do some damage. Yeah. Alright. I can throw rocks at him. Oh, he's going to heal. Throw rocks. I'm probably not even faster after I get the speed buff. He's still going to have more speed even after he loses his racial. Oh, no, we're the same now. Interesting. Okay. They admitted that the Warfront mechanic was poorly communicated. I mean, denying it would have been weird. It was poorly communicated. Got Bumbles and Francois. You're the best. Is that overtone in your hair? My daughters and I watch you every day. I dyed it with Arctic Fox hair color. Arctic Fox stuff. Any idea what the in-game loot is for the virtual tickets? I think the only one that they released so far is the Sombra skin for Overwatch. I think it was Overwatch. I don't want to sound committed to that just in case it was for HOTS. I am still buffed, so we can just go in with another Azerite Spike. That's just going to buff his damage. All of these pets seem to heal a lot, which makes me not want to bring up Bumbles, or not want to bring up my BG, because as soon as I Sunlight, then they're just going to be healing for more. So maybe I'll bring him out later. Or last. Oh no, I was so close! I was so close! He's faster. Darn it. A Pokemon's master. I am the ultimate Pokemon apprentice as far as this goes, so I can't even swap, so I just have to pass, apparently. Alright, well, that's no good, so let's bring out Scuttle. He's at least got Surge, so we can hopefully just finish that off. And then my Shell Shield should help me against, like, the ticking heals a bit. Also against the Poison Sting, so I'm just gonna Shell Shield, and then I'll probably spam Surge. I don't know if I should be using, maybe I should pump. Maybe I should go pump, pump. So I actually throw one out and then Surge. Let's try that. Let's try and get some pump damage in. With the pet battles for dailies, the opponent's team is the same as the high level of active team. All level 1 pets in their breeze. Is that... I knew... Okay. So, like, I knew they scaled down. I thought that they would scale to your highest pet owned level. I didn't know they were scaling to your highest active level. That kind of makes things really different. There's probably going to be a meta, like, level 1 pet team to do it really quickly. Then, although it's not like I've been really doing them super slowly otherwise. I don't know. I guess I'm just going to keep spamming pump for now. Because if he's hitting me... Is he hitting me with jab? Let's see, pet battles. Yeah, he's hitting me with jab. That is not always going first. So I will go first if I... I'm going to refresh my Shell Shield, actually. And then we'll... Do I want to Surge? I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I have a pump ready to go. I should use it before I die, but I'm not about to die anytime soon. The Sombra skin for Overwatch? Yeah, there's going to be more stuff for, like, WoW. They usually add a mount... Like, last time they added a mount and a pet. In previous years, they've just added pets. There's going to be some stuff. I'll be more excited about that once I track down my code. Thoughts on Alliance High Elves and Horde Ogres? Which race would you like to see added? I mean, I'm not really against adding any races, but kind of neither. I feel like we have enough elves, especially enough blood elf similar elves. I don't think they really have space to make high elves look different enough from what's already available to both factions now. And then I feel like ogres might turn out to be underplayed. They're cool. You know, it's a classic WoW race that's been around for a long time. Not convinced that I'm not convinced that they would see a lot of use though. Doing all my pet battles as level 1? Okay. Interesting. Minimum item level to do mythics? Because mythics are walk-in, basically whatever people will take you as. So, oh, I don't have spammable damage. This is a problem. Huh. Alright, well. I guess I'm doomed. I'm doomed! Because I have to sunlight to do damage. Or I just have to wait and hope that they confusing sting themselves to death, which isn't gonna work. And now he's just gonna be healing up like a whole bunch. And I can heal myself up for a lot, but that doesn't matter. He's gonna out-heal me, I bet. Darn it. We need high gnomes. High gnomes. Hosen, Jinyu, Volpera, Sethrock. I feel like they're probably not gonna chill on like the super animalistic ones. Maybe not. Maybe they'll do more. I mean, I'm sure they will eventually, but I feel after Kulturan and Zandalar, it's probably going to be a while before we get any new type of allied races. Intense battle. I'm not 100% convinced on why I'm still doing this. I suppose if he could misplay it to the extent that it would, that I could win, potentially. I mean, I am kind of AoEing them down. I'm surprised that they're not out healing me. Especially because all my damage is coming from Confusing Sting. I guess they have a 10% chance to harm themselves. Oh, and it does 45 damage around. I'm super doomed. Super doomed. I mean, I can heal myself again. I think I'm just making this annoying for him now. It's not like I'm gonna win, I'm just drawing this out. I mean, every time I sunlight, I'm pretty close to just... Oh no, he's got 400 health left. It looks like not that much, but yeah. Got to go do some walking in. I want to be a Valkyr or a Valkyrie. Is Ian still being sacrificed to the wolves? I don't know how long the AMA is supposed to go on for. I'm gonna concede defeat here. This one's not happening. BG fought valiantly. Sometimes in life we lose. Thank you all for watching my stream. I'm done. 5 o'clock is my out time. I will be back with another stream on Tuesday. I will try to have a video out between now and then, but maybe not. Maybe it'll just be a fresh stream on Tuesday, and that's the next time you'll see me. I did just put out a vlog, so that's on my channel now. You can check that out if you want to see more stuff from me. Merch, this shirt is available only until Wednesday, September the 19th, so 5 days left on these shirts. Those are available at teespring.com/stores/Hazelnuttygames, link in the description. Appreciate you guys supporting those, and I appreciate all of it. It's all good. You guys are the best part. Easily the best part of my Fridays and Tuesdays. Thanks for watching, and I hope that you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day.